As a OCI card holder, you would be aware that it has a lifelong validity, and under very special circumstances, it gets cancelled. Otherwise, it has a lifetime validity. When it gets cancelled, I'll not go much into detail. I'm sure you'd have seen recent news. And there are times when you need to update your OCI, and there are times when you have to reissue your OCI. Depending on what you're doing, the process is little different. That is what we will see in today's video. And if you're going for an OCI update, here there are no charges. You just go to this website ociservices.gov.in, and here under miscellaneous service, I'll show you step by step how to do that. You go and update the record. Again, there is no charge for this, and you don't have to deal with any service agency. For example, I'm in Canada and BLS is the service agency with which I went for my OCI card. Here, in case of the updation, I will not involve BLS. I will directly go on this website and update the record. So free of cost, no agency involved. When you go for reissue of the OCI card, you will have to do the application for reissue. Again, you have to come to this website, come to the OCI Miscellaneous Service. I'll show you the detailed process in a little while. And then once you are finished with the application, just how we did for the OCI, depending on your location. So I'm showing for Toronto, there is a charge for reissuance. For example, anything which is due to change of personal particular or change of passport, the amount payable at the time of making video, you will always have to come and find the updated one by coming to the Consulate General website or the service agency's website, and always to have a clear detail, call the service agency to know what the charges are. So at the time of making video, it's $39, which I have to make it in name of Consulate General of India, Toronto, because I am in Toronto jurisdiction. Depending on your jurisdiction, the fee may vary. So you may have to check with the service agency before you get the draft made. Again, the service agency will have their processing fee, and if you're taking their courier service, the courier service fee. So this is one scenario. The other scenario is you lost or damaged your OCI document. I hope you're not doing that. Take care, just like your passport, make sure you're taking care of this. In an unfortunate event, if you have lost it, then when you go through the process, as I said, as on date, when I'm making this video, the charges is $140 for duplicate OCI card. And then there is a processing fee, which you pay to the agency. And if you're taking the courier service, then you pay the courier fee. So this is for the issuance, where there are charge, and once you fill up the application here by coming to OCI Miscellaneous, you take the printout of application and then send it to the service agency. Like in Canada, it is BLS International. So depending on your service provider, you will have to send the document and fee to them. You come to this website and here OCI Miscellaneous Service. Once you click here, read through the instruction and then proceed. Once you click proceed, you will come to this page, go through entire detail, what is given, specification, everything. And once you accept, I have read the instruction. Now, once the CAPTCHA is entered, make sure it matches with how it is given. And once that is done, you click enter. Once enter, you come to this page. And here, if you are starting with the new application, you click here. If you have already started with and you are coming back, then you use this. We will use this. And then this is the OCI Miscellaneous Service page. Open your OCI card, and on that you would have your foreign national passport detail, the OCI number and date of birth. Enter that, make sure it is matching, and then you click next, you come to this page. If that is not matching, you will not come to this page, as OCI record will not be there with the system. So only when you match that, you will come to this page. System will show you this applicant detail by default. Just go and make sure everything is correct and up to date. In case there is any changes required, this is where you will edit. Remember, I talked about the chargeable service. This section will give you more clarity. If you have turned 20 years or more and you have a new passport, in that case, whenever that happens, that is a chargeable service. In case you have lost, damaged the OCI card, that is chargeable. In case there is a change in personal particular, then again it is chargeable. So you select the option change in personal particular, that is even at the age of 20, you will select this. And if it is lost or damaged, then you select the other option, this one. So depending on what the circumstances is, you will select the chargeable one. Similarly, what is not charged? You see, read this. Instruction is clearly given. Anytime a new passport is issued before 20 years or over 50 years, then you have to come and update this, or in case of change in address, occupation, contact detail. So these are basic things, not like change in a personal particular which was chargeable. So you select the option whichever is in your case. Once this is done, come down. This is the third option where you are surrendering your OCI card. Once you go through this detail, you can read this detail here. Once you have read this, you can initiate for the cancellation of OCI. I'm not sure who does that, but you can choose this option. And once that is done, you select whichever option it is. You click next. So once you click next, you come to this page, and this is where you will start filling in the detail. Based on where the OCI card was issued, automatically these two details will be filled. If you want to change, you can change that. And then these are personal particular. The passport detail, which is the latest, you will start updating that. Just look at the passport, enter the detail as it is. So I'm not going much in detail into what needs to be filled. If you have watched the OCI video, everything has been shared in detail. In case you have anything specific, please use the comment and I'll try to respond to that. Otherwise, it's fairly simple, where you also enter reason for availing the service. So once this is done, assumption is that you have filled your application for the miscellaneous service, whether it is updating the new passport detail, or you have changed your address, occupation, contact detail, or you have gone for a new passport on completion of 20 years, or you have changed personal particular, that is name, father's name, nationality, etc., or you have lost or damaged your OCI registration card, or you have initiated for your cancellation of OCI card. Once this is done, you take the printout and then you submit the documents based on what the changes are. So depending on the change, the documents upload will be required. I will show you in a while. However, in case when you're filling the application and you are encountering issues with how to upload your photo, signature, and the document, let me share that with you. Upload section for the signature and photo. And here you can go through the uploading photo specification. I'll show you a simple way to make sure that it matches with the requirement. For the photo specification, you click here, and this is the sample photo they have given. The size has to be 2 inch by 2 inch, 51 mm by 51 mm, and they have given how the background has to look. They have also given the do's and don'ts. So make sure you don't take photos like this and it is clearly visible. So they have given the sample, what is the correct one. You can go and read this document, and how to check if this matches the required specification like this. For this, what you can do is you can come to this tool. The link is in the description. This tool Canva, once you create a design and custom size, you see here you can add the width and height. Right now it's in pixel. If you make it in inch, okay, remember 2 inch by 2 inch, you can create a new design. Or if it is in mm, 51 by 51 mm. So once you create a new design, this is the size of the photo, what is required. All you need to do is bring your photo and drop it here. So once you drop it, you see here, this is how you can just make sure that the size matches. If you have taken from professional photo studio, they will give this dimension and you can just come and verify the dimension this way. You will get to know that this is the size which is as per the requirement. And then you can go and just download this. Download as JPEG. So this is one way to make sure it is foolproof. Also, to make sure that this is not larger than 500 KB, how you can check? Once you come to the photo, right? This is the photo. You see here, it shows 200 KB, which is less than what is given as maximum. So it is good. Even if you find that this is on a higher side, there is one more trick. All you need to do is open this in Paint, and in Paint, you have this selection here, resize or skew. So here you can just reduce the percentage. Instead of 100, you make it 50. And when you make this 50 and save it, the size also reduces. This way, you will get the desired size. However, when you download with Canva, it will give you a compressed form, and I'm sure the size will not exceed. So this is one way to make sure that everything matches with the requirement. The photo and the signature has to be in JPEG format. Make sure when you're downloading, it is in JPEG format. And when it comes to the signature, the ratio has to be in 1:3 ratio, height and width. Again, to do this, we can go to Canva. In Canva, create a new design, custom size. The size will be 3:3 will be the width and 1 will be the height. And here I have kept inch. Then you create a design. Now you see, this is the signature box, which will give you that 1:3 ratio. And again, now all you do is bring your signature. So here you can do a signature on a piece of paper. You can take photo through your mobile camera, or if you have a scanner, you can scan that and then bring this signature here like this. So this is right now in 3:1 ratio, and you see the signature, you just need to make it to that ratio, ensuring that the signature remains without crossing this line. What I mean by crossing is when you take this is how it should not be. So make sure the signature is well within this range. And now you can download this as JPEG. Here you go, download, and then JPEG. So once you download, this is your 3:1 ratio, what is required. The photo and signature both are as per requirement. We have made sure it is as per requirement. And then yes, I am ready with the image. Here you upload the photo. Once you upload, you also have an option to crop here. Okay. Right now we made this with Canva. So exactly the dimension matches. If it is not matching, you have an option to crop here. Once you click here, see crop, you can just drag and drop. So that way it gets adjusted and it shows the image, the one which will get seen here. And this is what comes on your OCI card. So once the crop selection is done, you just keep that, and then you come to applicant signature section and upload. You can see here again the dimension matches, so there is no need to crop. If you feel like you need to crop, you can click here. So you can see here it says applicant signature, which you have selected is as per instruction. If you want to change, then click crop button and drag the white selection area, or else directly upload the original image. So if you want to crop this, you can click here and then you can drag it if you want. This is something which can be done. Once this is done, just click upload. The image has been uploaded, your photo and signature, which will come on your OCI card. This is how it will be. So you'll be able to say this part. Now, this temporary application ID, along with this, you also note down your file reference number. So anytime you are coming back, you will be able to start from where you left. Here, you have option to upload this photo again, and signature also you can upload again in case you want. If you don't want to upload again, I have uploaded successfully. Click here. So anytime you have to upload a document, this has to be in a PDF file, and there is a maximum size limit. As I showed, you can change the size limit the way I had showed previously for the photo. However, to make a PDF document, come to file, and here you can create a custom size. So the typical A4 size is make it 11 inch by 14 inch. So you now know that typically this is how the page will be. And then what you do is your document image, if you have taken that on a phone, that document image you drag and drop. So once that is done, you can just adjust and you will be able to see that the image what you have pasted here is clear or not. Make sure it is clear, and then you can keep adding the page and dropping other document. For example, now we have these 3 documents. Okay. So once this is there, go to share, and here when you download, you have to select PDF standard. So this is the one which can be used for sending email. Once you select this and you download, see this is the downloaded image, and this is 259 KB, which is well within the requirement. Once we open this, this is the document. So you can keep adding as many as page and make it into PDF this way. In case of the free of cost updation, which we talked earlier, for example, you're updating your newly issued passport, or you're updating your address, profession, or contact detail, which are free of cost. There you upload all details online, be it photograph or the new passport detail, and then you will get a email confirmation that the detail have been updated. Now, in case you're going for a chargeable service, wherein you have turned 20 years and you have a new passport which you have to go and update, or you have lost your passport, damaged your passport, or you're surrendering your passport. In that case, this will go through the service provider. Once you update the application online here on this website, then you go to the service provider's website and make sure you're checking the latest detail on what documents are required. Here I'm showing BLS. Once you come to the BLS OCI Miscellaneous Services, the link will be there in the description. Make sure you're checking the latest one. And once you click on the checklist, you will get this checklist, which is a standard checklist for submission of OCI, reissue of OCI, or conversion of PIO to OCI. So here you will look at type B, application for reissue of OCI. Again, you would be sending this document A, B, F, G, H, I, J. A, B, F, G, H, I, J. All these details will be included. Then you will include your existing OCI card, PIO card, if it is applicable in your case, and that will be the original in case you are doing a walk-in, or else it will be photocopy. So better to call them on their number and verify before you send this document. For a damaged OCI cases, you have to enclose damaged OCI card in original, and for the lost OCI cases, police report for lost OCI card. Along with this, you have to pay a prescribed fee. So this is for the reissuance of OCI card due to change of personal particular passport, where you pay $39 as on today to Consulate General of India, Toronto, depending on your jurisdiction, and then the processing fee to the service provider. And if you are availing their courier service, that courier service fee. Remember, when I submitted the OCI card, no original document was sent to the service agency, especially by courier. If you're going in person, doing a walk-in, carry the original document. Otherwise, make sure you're checking with them. In all probability, you don't have to send the original passport or OCI card in any circumstances. Otherwise, you will lose that document if you're sending it by courier. This is for the reissuance. For the issue of duplicate OCI card, the fee is higher because it's either loss or damage. In that case, it is $140. Again, you get this in name of Consulate General of India, Toronto, or any jurisdiction you are from. You'll have to check that, and then the processing fee to the service provider, and if you're availing their courier fee. This is the detail to get your OCI card updated, which is free of cost, or getting this issued at the charges what is shown here. In case you have any question, please use the comment section and I'll be happy to respond. Make sure all documents are in place when you're sending it. And the best way is to call the agency once, check, recheck, cross-check, and then you send your document. Thanks for watching.